Welcome everyone! In this video, we're in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Shadow Ninetales. Shadow Ninetales running Overheat for the nuke potential. I wanted to run Kanto Ninetales, and I've had this Shadow for quite some time. I have ran it in the past in the Kanto Cup, but with the meta shift these days in the Great League, I'm thinking Kanto Ninetales has a lot of solid play with all the steel types roaming around. Got a large, tanky, overpowered spider in the meta now. Kanto Ninetales has a lot of play, along with Trevenant on the safe swap with this team. So I wanted to have, of course, some much needed coverage on the water types with Kanto Ninetales, especially not running Solar Beam, running the All Fire moveset. Trevenant's going to provide a solid backing for the water type weakness, along with Azumarill on the lead. Azumarill's also going to be helping out with the water types, as of course it does resist water at the end of the day. And Azumarill is going to be a solid lead. I am running Hydro Pump on the lead with Azumarill. I'm a strong believer in Hydro Pump on the lead, as it gives you a lot of play against the very strong steel types in this meta, like Bastiodon, like Registeel, and of course, Stunfisk. But without further ado, before we dive into the featured set of the video, we are going to have a look at a few bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, picking up an Azumarill on the lead. Nice shiny Azumarill in the mirror matchup. So at some point, we're going to want to make a play in the Trevenant, because you never know what they have in the back. Always nice to hold on to your Azumarill, keep it relatively healthy. Of course, with as bulky as Azumarill is, it often doesn't need that much health. So we're going to look to throw a couple of play roughs just to get this opposing Azumarill within a manageable range, health range that is, before making a play into our Trevenant. We of course are going to tank all these play roughs from the Azumarill. And we tried to switch, hoping that we didn't trigger a CMP, but we did. So we're going to have to get this off and then make a play into Trevenant. And here we go. It's Trevenant time. And they swap in a Berserker. So, very interesting swap in on Trevenant. And I'm thinking, guys, if the same rules apply to the Great League as they do in the Ultra League, often if they swap in a steel type like Berserker, they've got another steel type in the back, guys. So I'm making a hard team read that it's a Azumarill double steel. And apparently we lose CMP tied to the Berserker. That is unfortunate. We are not willing to go completely down on shields, so we let our Trevenant go down. And it is Kanto Ninetales time. Gonna farm this steel type all the way down. We know that Azumarill is still in the back. It is low health, so we have to play this carefully as we farm it down. We did have to tank a foul play, but we tanked that pretty well. Ninetales has some decent bulk, even as a Shadow, and they do come in with that Azumarill, of course. We're going to look to get rid of it with a Weather Ball, and they shield, so that is a huge tell that something in the back does not want to see our Shadow Ninetales, so we're absolutely shielding this, and they make an aggressive play into Registeel. Holy smokes, guys. I think you see what's coming. Holy smokes, we are getting off this overheat. The question is, does it one-shot? And it does, and we say bye-bye to the Registeel. That was insane. Holy smokes. And we are going to look to just finish off the Azumarill with a play rough. My goodness! Kanto Ninetales one-shotting a full health Registeel. That was insane. And there is not a better way to start this video off with something like that. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Telling you, there's nothing more satisfying than landing an overheat on a steel type. There's nothing better. And here we go, picking up a positive lead in Umbreon. And of course we're staying in here, and they're staying in as well. There is no reason not to swap out immediately. Leads me to believe that they're trying to catch a play rough, and we're not having that, guys. We're holding on to that energy. We saw that coming from a mile away, so we land that big Hydro Pump on the Bastiodon, and it is now Trevenant time. That worked out beautifully, because getting that much damage off on the Bastiodon makes this a lot more manageable for Trevenant. They, of course, will get to a move as Shadow Ball does not KO. And we did trigger the CMP tie. We're going to trust in our Trevenant to tank the Flamethrower as we are expecting that Umbreon to come back in as we Shadow Claw down the Bastiodon. Holy smokes, Trevenant coming in clutch. That was insane. And of course, we now have the alignment that we need. This is why I love Trevenant on the safe swap. It can often flip switch like you wouldn't believe. We now have the exact alignment that we need. This Umbreon is just going to spam off as many of these psychics as it possibly can. Quick side note, guys, I do not recommend running psychic on Umbreon. It is just not worth it. You have a lot more coverage with Last Resort, but they are choosing to run their Community Day Umbreon. Not a big deal at all. And they did stall out their switch timer long enough to catch a Play Rough on their Wigglytuff. But that works out beautifully as well because we got just the answer for this Wigglytuff, and getting that chip damage was quite helpful because it's going to allow us to get a healthy farm on this Charmer. We're not going to be able to fire spin down before they get to a move, so we do throw just as they get to their move. And all they have left is that Umbreon, and it is lights out for this for our opponent here, as I do believe they see the writing on the wall. Yeah, that Umbreon did not have much of it. Maybe had a little bit of a chance. Our Azumarill was low, but I think we were going to pull it off. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Telling you guys, we got a few top lefts with this team in the Great League. You'll love to see it. And here we go. We got a Defense Form Deoxys on the lead. So this matchup is really predicated on whether they are running Thunderbolt or not. If they're running Rock Slide, which I am seeing more and more Rock Slide Defense Form Deoxyses as of late. If they're running Rock Slide, it's a lot better for Azumarill. So we're going to wait for them to throw. Even if they are running Thunderbolt, we can tank that, no problem. And they have farmed up well past a potential Thunderbolt, but no, they go Psycho Boost. So I don't know if this one is a single moved one, but we're going to just catch the next move onto our Trevenant, as they have been twice debuffed. So whatever they throw, it is another Psycho Boost, not going to do as much damage. And they come in with their own Trevenant. So we're going to put the pressure on this opposing Trevenant. Resisted Seed Bomb would do quite a bit, and they do respect the Seed Bomb and looking to go for quite the ambitious farm down, but it's not going to work out for them, guys, because we get to another Seed Bomb. They're going to have to make a tough choice, and they decide to go completely down on shields. That Seed Bomb would have KO'd, and we are looking to be in a very strong position as we come in with a Kanto Ninetales, expecting the blind throw, so we no-shield the Seed Bomb, and this is absolutely going to be a Shadow Ball, so we will shield this up and look to farm the Trevenant all the way down. But I think they got a little flustered, a little frustrated, maybe getting a little outplayed there, and they concede the match. That's going to be a good game, well played. I'm telling you guys, Kanto Ninetales, the Shadow version, is quite fun in the Open Great League. For reasons like this, guys, we got a large cuddly walrus on the lead, nice shiny Walrein. So we're going to play this a little carefully here. We're going to look to just get off the Play Rough damage and have them throw their Earthquake before making a play into our Trevenant. But this Battler is over farming by quite a bit, which will make it quite tricky for us because they do have residual energy. They did not throw right away, so they do have an energy lead on us, which allows them to get to their Icicle Spear before we can get to our Seed Bomb. So we're going to shield that up and try and put the pressure on this Walrein here with our Trevenant. If they let this go, this will KO, but no, they do decide to shield as well. We're not willing to go completely down on shields, and this Battler is managing their energy very well. So we're going to let Trevenant go down and look to farm down with our Ninetales. They will not make it to an Earthquake. This is just an Icicle Spear, and of course we tank that, no problem. So Walrein is just about done. We will see what else they have left in the back to answer our Kanto Ninetales. And they have a Grand Bull, and my goodness, the first fast move that they threw, I didn't realize it's a Snarl Grand Bull. So this is actually not as good for us. I saw Grand Bull and I'm thinking, oh, cool, Charmer. We're going to have a fun time. But no, it's a Snarl Grand Bull, which means that it can generate energy at a very fast rate. So what we were going to do is either farm down, but if we couldn't farm down, we were going to catch the next move onto Azumarill. But instead, they decide to trying to catch a Weather Ball, but instead they catch an Overheat for their troubles on the Cresselia. That does boatloads of damage, setting up our Azumarill to have a much better time with this Cresselia, as most Cresselias do run the Legacy Grass Knot, which of course can give us some problems. But Grass Knot does not take us out from this range. And I'm looking at the health and I'm thinking they will not be able to farm down. They're going to have to throw again, and that is amazing. Azumarill coming in super clutch with its immense bulk. That is amazing. This is a comfortable range for us to look to farm this Cresselia all the way down. I wasn't quite sure if we could tank a big move from this Cresselia. Thank goodness it's only Moonblast and not Future Sight. Future Sight would have been disastrous for us, and we did have a move ready for that Grand Bull. The Grand Bull wasn't quite at another crunch, which means that we would have won the game as they concede the match. It's going to be a good game. Well played. Well, you guys, Kanto Ninetales was really putting in the work in the Great League today. I had so much fun with it. And here we go, picking up an awful lead in Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is always a handful. This is one of the occasions where you kind of wish you had Ice Beam, but I still stand firm in my strong belief in Hydro Pump on the lead with Azumarill. So we are going to stay in here a little bit and try and get this Nidoqueen within a manageable health range. We're going to look to go straight for the Hydro Pump, but no, they do shield. So we're going to make a play into Ninetales, hoping that they see the fire type and dump all of their energy and waste it on an earth power, and they do. That is what we were hoping for. We do get the defense drop, so that is unfortunate as they make a play into a Vigoroth. So we're going to play it safe and look to go for the Weather Ball, but we could have taken it out with a Overheat because they do no shield that. That is okay. Better to be safe than sorry, as them shielding up and Overheat would have been a bit risky. So they do loads of damage with a Body Slam. We did get that defense drop, and we are Shadow, so one invisible counter does take us out. We're going to look to get ahead on energy with our Azumarill, fully expecting that Nidoqueen to come back in. We're thinking that if we swap fast enough that Nidoqueen is energy dry, we will get to a Seed Bomb and really put the pressure on this Nidoqueen as we do win CMP tie. And if they let this go, this will be taking out the Nidoqueen, but they do shield, so it makes me wonder what they have in the back. We're going to let this Poison Fang go through because the fact that they shielded that lets us know that they're maybe weak to Azumarill in the back, and they are. It's a Scrafty. I had a sneaking suspicion that it was either a Scrafty or a Sableye behind this Nidoqueen. It is often 9 times out of 10 a Scrafty, so we were looking okay here. I'm gonna let this go. We did chip with a Seed Bomb, and it's just a power punch, guys. Oh man, they should have gone for the foul play. I think that's a misplay on their end because we did not intend on shielding. We were gonna put all of our hope and faith into Azumarill, and that allowed us to chip even more health on this Scrafty here. Gonna shield up the potential foul play, although resisted. We are getting very low on health. And the play is to farm this Scrafty all the way down. We did sneak through a bubble, which means that the Scrafty will faint. Guys, this is not a foul play. They did not have the energy. And we under-tap because we did sneak through that bubble, guys. If we had over-tapped, it could have been lights out for us. But we under-tap, so we win, and we say bye-bye, Nidoqueen. Azumarill coming in super clutch, closing the game strong. That was a tricky battle that we had to maneuver around, but we pulled it off in the end. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Goodness, had some exciting battles today with Kanto Ninetales, guys. We met with a Venusaur, so whenever I see Venusaur, I'm thinking Venusaur double steal, so we're swapping immediately. We're going to try and get as many Shadow Claws ahead as we can, and there it is, the Stunfisk. Venusaur these days often comes paired with Galarian Stunfisk and Bastiodon in the back. So we have to play this to perfection, guys. I cannot stress that enough. We have to flip switch advantage here. And there are few Pokemon better at flipping switch advantage than Trevenant in the Great League. So we're just going to look to CMP tie this Stunfisk to every Rock Slide that they throw. Getting ahead by 2 Shadow Claws was key, guys. That's why you got to be able to read teams. It comes with practice and experience, but the better you can get at reading teams, the better off you will be. And we go for Shadow Ball number 2. We do grab that second shield, and we will shield up this Rock Slide, knowing that we will get to a Shadow Ball at the same time that they get to another Rock Slide. And because we win CMP, means that we flip switch advantage with our Trevenant against this hard counter team. Trevenant is about as clutch as it gets in the Great League. And there it is, right on cue, the Bastiodon. This is why switch advantage was so important in Trevenant. Speaking of clutch, gets to another Shadow Ball, guys. That is just icing on the cake. Trevenant putting in the work in the Great League. You love to see it. We now have the alignment we need. We just need to be careful for a catch. And here we go. It is Kanto Ninetales time. Oh my goodness. We live one of any move that this Venusaur will throw. So we won't get too greedy with our overfarm. We know that we basically have it in the bag. Thanks to Trevenant coming in so clutch, guys. I cannot stress how clutch Trevenant was in that mid-game matchup. We are just going to chip this Bastiodon down with a Weather Ball, and it is just about lights out, guys. Holy smokes. The star of that battle, of this battle right here, is absolutely Trevenant, 100%. And this Bastiodon is just about done. A resisted play rough is more than enough to say bye-bye, Bastiodon. And we take the game. Holy smokes. That was an exciting battle. Had to play that one to perfection, and we pulled it out in the end. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had a blast with Kanto Ninetales in the Great League. Such a fun Pokemon. And here we go, picking up a Shadow Lapras on the lead. You don't often see Lapras in the open Great League, but we're going to look to play this out a little bit, as Lapras can be a bit problematic for both of our Pokemon in the back for different reasons. Of course, for Trevenant, has that super effective fast move pressure with Stab, and of course Ninetales, it can hit us with those super effective Surfs. So we're going to try our best to take out this Lapras, if at all possible. We tank the Skull Bash, and we're going to try and get off another Play Rough here. I would imagine now that with the buff from the Skull Bash, they do tank the Play Rough. And we're going to look to go for another Play Rough, but they're farming up quite a bit. They do have enough energy for 2 Surfs. So we're going to look to shield 1 Surf. We know that we're going to have to tank at least one of these. So we're going to tank one of these, and we're going to hope to high heaven that this Play Rough KOs this Lapras. If not, we're going to look to snipe with our Trevenant to get ahead on energy. But it does not KO, so we snipe with Trevenant to get ahead on energy. And I'm thinking the coast is clear. Got the water type out of the way. They meet us with a Nidoqueen. So gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. A lot of Trevenants like the bait, so they may try and call the bait. But no, they do shield. We did not see the animation for the shield, but they did utilize their last shield there. So we're going to try and get as much damage off on this Nidoqueen as possible by CMP tying them to the Seed Bomb. We will not make it to another Shadow Ball. And we're thinking that we do have that low health Azumarill to clear the debuff if necessary. So Kanto Ninetales should be able to do just fine with shields down, knowing that we have overheat. We knew that we were going to have to tank a Poison Fang, but we do have that low health Azumarill to clear the debuff if necessary. And they have an Azumarill of their own. Are you kidding me? They're ABA weak to grass. What the heck kind of team is this? Oh, man, so we top left that one. After throwing an overheat for science, I just wanted to see how much it would do to an Azumarill, and it did not do nearly enough. One of those situations where you really wish you had Solar Beam, but hey, being able to one-shot the Steel types with overheat was well worth it, and I had a blast. Good game, well played to our opponent, and that is the team, guys. So Shadow Kanto Ninetales is quite the force to be reckoned with. If you choose to run the all-fire moveset, you definitely have to have the right team around it. And I think we do, guys. We got 2 Pokemon that can handle opposing water types in this meta, which is, of course, Kanto Ninetales' big weakness. We've also got good coverage on the rock and ground types with Azumarill running Hydro Pump on the lead. That is generally where you will see those rock types like Bastiodon and the steel types like Stunfisk. But it's mainly for Bastiodon on the lead. You most commonly see Bastiodon on the lead, so that's why we have Azumarill leading with Hydro Pump to have some more coverage on, basically on Bastiodon for Kanto Ninetales. But yeah, guys, super strong team. Kanto Ninetales, Shadow did not disappoint. I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.